What's going on it, people? We're back. We've had some technical difficulties. It's been a long hiatus. We're a little rusty. Lando's got a little podcast rust. He's trying to shake it off right now, so we're going audio until we sort that out. What's up, Lando? You going to figure this shit out or what?
I don't know. Blame Ustream. It's not my fault.
Likely story. Blame Ustream. But we are here, more importantly, with the future fastest man in the world and his genius coach, Mr. Bryn Davis, and Mr. Jermaine. What's your nickname?
Too Easy.
Too Easy Brown.
Too Easy.
Too Easy Brown. Thank you guys for coming. It's been cool hanging out with you, and we're looking forward to kind of digging into what you're doing now, and then seeing how the On It program can help shave a few tenths of a second off that time.
I want a second. You saying a tenth of a second? Why not a second? You know?
Hey, tenths first, and then a full second later. How many world records get beat if he shaves a second off?
All of them.
All of them.
Every last
Every
one of them.
are done.
We shatter everything.
So all you're asking for is 1 second from this.
That's all I want.
So
that's not asking too
That's
much.
not too much.
I just want a second.
I have people ask me for all kinds of shit in 1 second. I think I can do that.
Just give us a second, man. That's all we want.
Yep, 1 second.
1 second.
All right, so talk about what those times actually mean. So we're talking about the 200 meter right now, right? So tell us about what time you're running now and what time changes the world.
Right now we're in the indoor season. This is a world indoor season and world indoor year. So my goal and the goal for the coach that we set out this season to go close as possible to 20.10. So far I did 20.68 on my second 200 so far. So
on a slow track.
Yeah.
Wasn't Fayetteville, but he's modest. Okay.
Okay. So for what they're saying, there's different tracks that have different speeds depending on the bank, depending on the composition of the track, depending on the elevation. Yeah. So he's running at 20.6 on a relatively slow track. The fastest track in the world is in Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Arkansas.
University of Arkansas.
They got something really right in Fayetteville, Arkansas.
They built it. It's a smooth bank. You can get, if you look at all the fastest times ever run, it's on that track.
Did they just get lucky, or did they just mastermind that shit?
I think they got lucky because when it was built. They got lucky, and then they got lucky.
Somebody's pissed off right now. He's listening to, no, man, I built that shit to perfection. That was my masterpiece. I've been building tracks my whole life.
Same guy built that built McDonald's playpens, so he's not that's not true, by the
way. All right, so you ran at 20.68 on a relatively slow track, and what's the world record? What's changing the game? What's Bolt running at?
1992. Frankie Fredericks.
So you don't even need a full second. You need
exactly
7 tenths.
But we want a full second.
We want a full second.
No one else has even ever broken 20 seconds. Just that one guy. And 2 races into the season with, and just turning out of Vegas, he's that close already.
Yep.
And he's such a young kid. So if we can get a second,
All right. I like it.
Yeah.
So then, if people couldn't tell already, you're from Jamaica.
Yeah.
All right. So tell us a little bit about, Jamaica's well known for its sprinters, obviously. Fastest man in the world currently is from Jamaica. Yeah. We all know who that is.
Yeah.
You call him, what do you call him?
Bolt.
I don't call him Bolt.
What do you call him?
I call him the Dragon.
The Dragon. He's the Dragon.
He's the Dragon.
Yeah.
You got to slay a dragon,
you
man.
You got to fucking slay the dragon. You just got to make sure that he's not the Hobbit. Because that doesn't work. You don't want to call him the Hobbit and call Bolt the Dragon.
Talking about the dragon, what did the damn dragon do in that movie? He had all the gold, right?
Yeah, he's got all the gold.
Bolt has all the gold.
See, he is the dragon.
He's the fucking dragon.
I am fire.
that was horrible, man.
All right, so you got the dragon. He's the fastest man in the world. Jamaica is just well known. What is it about Jamaica, and what is it about your path that you think is the reason why Jamaicans are so fucking fast?
It's our culture. Definitely, it's our culture. We grew up.
You're gonna have to explain that because your culture seems super relaxed. Like nothing that I know about your culture tells me that it's like you're gonna be running full fucking speed.
Yeah, it's my experience, my lifestyle, my childhood growing up in Jamaica. It was always fun. We didn't have much technology, so after school, all the kids we just hang out outside. We do a lot of sport. We run everywhere. Mm-hmm. We want to go somewhere. We want to race to the store. Mom sent us to go get groceries. We race to it. So everything is just, and we saw more of a natural kind of guy in terms, because we do everything. Like we race, we after school we hang out and play soccer. It's just we're so into sport. We're so active from. I can remember I don't remember exactly my first race, but I remember when I was younger, my mom always tell me when I was like 1, 2, I always running around the house. Like I usually get punished. Like I usually should be inside from 6 in the evening. 6:01, I know I'm gonna get licks. So I'm like, why 1 minute late? I just stay till 9 and just go home and take the licks. So, and yeah, you don't want to get licks. So you'll be running from your parents all the time.
Okay, so we're getting some reasons here.
Yeah.
We're
So
starting to figure it out.
growing up in Portmore, it's pretty good. It's just fun. It's just I go to the country in the summertime to spend time with my grandparents, and we got a lot of hills and river, and we don't drive to it. It's a couple miles and we run into it.
Yeah.
Because we kids, we run to everything we want. So I guess just growing up into that active environment, it's just one of the things that bring out the natural ability of running and stuff like that. And yeah, I love going to country because we got cows, goats, we got everything. And
Yeah, we were talking about that yesterday. The difference about, milking a cow or a goat yourself and getting that fresh raw milk versus the bullshit you get in the grocery stores here.
Yeah. So when I was every time I go to Jamaica, I always go to the country, and then we have a farm and stuff. So I need some milk. I like the cow milk, so I gotta run down this cow real quick to get some cow milk and stuff like that. So see, everything is just in Jamaica. It make you active. There's nothing where you gotta sit back and stuff come to you. We slowly getting into the technology where people start to chill a bit, but it's still out there. We gotta get up and go for it. So I think that's one of our main things. And in our food, we grow our food. We eat yam. We eat ground food. So we eat a lot of greens. We eat callaloo. I don't know if you guys know about callaloo.
We probably have a different name for it.
Yes, maybe.
What does it look like?
Don't fucking look
We're
at
gonna
me.
play a
You
game.
know what it
We're
is.
gonna play a game. Everybody play along with us on this podcast. It's gonna be guess that vegetable. Ready? Now describe the vegetable. Whoever wins, Lando. It's
I'm cheating with
Me
Google.
versus you. Damn it, Lando, you're cheating.
I can't even spell it. I'm not even trying.
So we have cabbage. You guys have cabbage and
Yep,
lettuce.
we have
yeah.
cabbage.
We
Yep.
have
No, I'm not. We're playing guess the vegetable. What's callaloo? What does it look like? What color is it?
green.
Green.
So
Is it leafy or is it?
yes.
It's leafy. So
Yeah,
is it
it's
like kale?
I don't think you know.
Swiss chard?
This is a hot and spicy dude. He doesn't know what kale is.
Let's
right.
see how it looks like. I don't know. I haven't seen nothing in America that looks some close to it.
You haven't been to many Whole Foods grocery stores,
No.
though, have you? All right, so we'll figure it out. We'll take you to the grocery store. We'll figure
Yeah.
out what this callaloo is.
Yeah. So
Maybe
we
it's
have.
a mystical.
It's a leafy vegetable.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
What is it related to?
It's on Google.
It's known by many local names, which I cannot pronounce.
He googled it.
I like, I guess it's water spinach of some sort.
Water spinach.
Water spinach.
Yes.
All right, so
something like
listen.
that,
Oh,
but
now
they're
you say
bigger
yes.
America.
Like you
It's,
could have been
it's
said
something
that shit
like
if you
spinach,
knew.
but spinach have small leaf. These are way bigger leaf, and it grow within couple, let's see, maybe like a month
Yeah.
or 2 full color. I have in front of my house. I have this little garden where I grow my own callaloo, tomatoes, peppers, and stuff like that. So
Nice.
I like stuff from the ground, like natural stuff to eat. But I think that's just it.
Oh, they
It's just where we eat.
They
and
look
stuff.
kind of like some of the plants we have outside almost.
Yeah, you wouldn't even know to eat that.
Yeah.
All right, so people, if you want to get fast, you got to get your shit together and you got to eat water spinach and raw milk.
There you go. That's the cow.
Yeah.
Well, it's been quite a departure, though, for you. Well, first, I want to talk about the coaching, and then we'll talk about that. But it's been quite a departure for you from the nutritional standpoint, moving here to the States.
He throw me under the bus. Is this where the coach gets thrown under the bus?
Yeah. No, but let's talk about the coaching from, I know you must have had some decent coaching coming up, and then
Yes.
obviously linking up with yourself.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about how that goes, because it seems like Jamaica would have some top level sprint coaches even early on,
Yes.
and then your transition and kind of some of your philosophy for
Yeah.
being the fastest in the world.
So, me or you want Brown?
Start with him, and then
Yeah.
he'll take you to the point where you linked up with you, and
Oh,
you can
yeah,
jump
yeah.
on in.
Oh, so high school, I went to Bridgeport High School. That's also in Portmore. It's a school in our championship. We ran top 10 in the world. I always want to go to this school. My cousin Roger went there, so he was a pretty solid athlete, and I always, when I grew up with him, I tried to follow in his footsteps. So I went there with him. Unfortunately, he graduated 1 year my first year in the school, so I was a bit lost. Like, I have nobody to guide me. So I was being coached by Coach Edwards. He was like a dad to me. He's not just a coach. He teaches us the way of life and how to approach stuff. So in that year, a few years from Bridgeport, like 2003 to about 2007, I was there. I got a bronze medal in the 200 meter at the high school championship in Jamaica. So
that's probably pretty legit. The high school championship
It
in
is.
Jamaica.
It is.
It's not the local high school championship.
No, it is not.
In the suburbs of Ohio. You know,
You
that's a
see
different game.
guys run 20.2 in high school winning that championship. And I went there at what my coach told me when I was 14 at a championship. I think it's 2006, 2005. Usain Bolt was the only guy at age under 15 to go 21 seconds. And a few years later, I joined him. So I think, looking at Bolt now, I'm like, I still use that to motivate me. If Bolt could have did that at age 14 and I did the same thing, but he was a bit faster than me at age 14, but it was somewhat similar. But then I left Bridgeport. I transferred to a bigger high school where there's more there's better training facility. My school's a low school. We don't got the money to budget certain things, so we do stuff naturally. So
And then you decided to head across.
Yeah,
Head across the little.
Yeah, I spent 1 year at that school trained by Michael Clark. They win a few championships in high school. You have guys that go to the Olympics and stuff like that. Now you have a few professional guys. I was there end of last season with him and stuff like. So I decided I was keep getting hurt. So I decided I'm gonna go to America. So my cousin Roger that went to Bridgeport, he came to America and he went to this school called Medgar Evers High School in Brooklyn. So I decided I'm still following this dude footsteps. So I went there. I went to the school and
Was that easy? Did you just come across and go, or did you arrange it with the school because you were fast, or
yeah, I just
let them know?
jump over and let's go. And I started living with my cousin. I just arrange the school situation and we just get sorted out. We're in school and stuff like that. So, and being at Medgar Evers High School, I did 2 years there. So it was pretty solid. I think I'm currently this record holder for the 60, the 2 under 300 in New York State. Did all that
Again, not Jamaica High School.
No,
This is New York State.
This is New York State, and my 300 put me number 1 in the entire country for 2 years straight. So I was pretty solid coming out of high school, and I'm pretty pleased. Oh, I get to know Brent Davis, a friend of mine. A teammate is a Jamaican. He went to Adams State. We all live in New York, so we trained together a few times. I couldn't budget to go back to Jamaica and practice. You live in America now, so you got to pay all that expense when you go back home. So, my friend Rashane Scott, he was finishing school. Actually, he win D2, right?
Yeah, Rashane Scott had he took second at D2.
He's second.
He ran like 10-1, and I get on the internet and I'm constantly trying to find new guys, new sprinters, and I look for really obscure schools or kids who didn't have big programs to kind of support them that are running fast.
Right.
It's like if you can run that fast at Adams State in the middle of nowhere or some school nobody ever heard of, I know if I can get you to Vegas and work with you, that who knows what we can do together. So I had learned about Rashane Scott from his success at the Division II Nationals. He'd run 10-1, and I contacted him over Facebook. I'm like, hey, blah, 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 you want to come out to Vegas and train with my guys? And he said, yeah, I got a buddy that's also looking for a coach. And he told me his name. And the name Jermaine Brown in Jamaica is probably as common as John Smith. Like there's 16,000 Jermaine Browns per square mile in Jamaica. So I'm like, because everybody wants to bring their buddy to move to Vegas.
If you go anywhere and just yell, Jermaine Brown!
17 guys turn around. Wagwan!
So I start putting the hashtag too easy on it now, so I stand out a bit.
Yeah, all right.
But so he said, yeah, his name's Jermaine Brown, and I'd already heard of the Jermaine Brown, like this French sensation, this young kid, but I didn't know if it was that guy. So I did some research. I asked him for the birth date, and I'm like, it's the fucking dude. Like, this is that Jermaine Brown, and this was a year ago. And I'm like, yeah, you guys come out. And he came out to Vegas maybe a month later. And we got to work immediately, man. And,
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I've got to see you kind of talk about some of your philosophy. It's really pretty interesting. Now, if you were going to, I know you can go pretty deep in these waters, but if you were going to talk, really basically to a variety of athletes about training, speed and explosion, what would be some of your like top level tips, like real basic stuff that you were trying to
you see how
impress on them?
he gave me the warning, don't talk too fucking much before you could go deep.
Because I know you
but
could go
if you
deep.
want to be basic, I like how you just, hey, don't run your damn mouth. But real basic for an athlete to get faster, mechanically, you want to cut out wasted movement. Without me getting too deep into those waters, sprint mechanics, you want to make the most efficient movement.
Yeah.
With your mechanics. I won't, get deep on that. But as far as the training goes, and my overall philosophy is you want to train how you're going to compete. There's been this sort of dogma, and I'm a young coach, so a lot of guys are probably gonna hear like, this guy's crazy. What is he doing? Well, if I'm crazy, why is my guy running past yours? So let's start there. But
it all gets settled out.
It all gets settled out. You line up who's running faster. So
Yeah.
maybe I'm not so crazy after all.
Right.
But anyway, my philosophy is you want to train and prepare your athlete for what they're about to do. So we are all about speed. We're all about explosion. My guys, somebody told me a while back, you've never seen a lion stretch. You've never seen a lion warm up to go hunt. If a lion's about to go kill some shit or hunt, it doesn't have to warm up. It stays ready. That lion sees the antelope that's hurt. It doesn't have to, I got to prepare myself. That lion stays ready. Like Brown right now, anybody, he can run anytime. He doesn't have to prepare throughout seasons. Oh, we're in this phase of training. We're in that phase of training. He stays ready to run at top end speed, at maximum effort. We don't have so many camps go into these phases of, we're going to build. We're overtraining right now. We're getting our fitness level. We're doing this, that, and the third. My camp, we train and we live at optimum output. All the time we're putting out maximum effort because that's how we compete. You don't jog in a race. You don't pace yourself in a race. Full recovery, full output every single time.
Yeah, and I think, as you were talking a lot yesterday, recovery is the key to that. And that's one thing that you preach, more than anything to your athletes. So after a heavy, 100% effort sprint set, you'll let them rest 7, 8 minutes.
As much as they need.
Until they're back to 100.
100%, because I need them at 100%. You can't train top end speed if you're not at top end. If you're not at your peak for your body, you can't put it out. So I'll let them rest. I'm huge. That's the most important thing. Like, people think train, beat your body up, but you don't let it rebuild. You don't let it recover. You're just beating your body up.
Yep. Yeah. And training, training doesn't make you stronger. Training doesn't make you faster. Training actually makes you slower. It makes you weaker. It's breaking down your body. It's the recovery that does those things. And that's something that's really important to remember when you're doing that. Because if you're not recovering, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
You're going backwards.
Yeah, man. That happens all the time. People, he peaked and he burned out. Yeah, you beat him to death, coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I remember too from playing ball. So then, all right. So we got the kind of the training philosophy and everything, but let's talk about your nutritional habits. So you come back from Jamaica, you're chasing down cows, you're having fresh raw milk, you got a little vegetable garden, and then you come to America, and it all fucking goes to shit. Yeah. What happens?
I can remember my first time came here. I think I went to Penn Relay in April with my high school, and we were staying at this house, and right like two block away they have this Chinese restaurant. I'm like, oh, Chinese. they have some good food. So I went in there, they say fried wings. I'm like, fried wings. So let me get one. I get one.
One. But did they look at you funny? They're like, one? You want one wing?
Yeah, they're like, you want one wing?
One rib.
It's like 10 Jamaican in there. I'm like, let me get one. So I get one. We all tasting like, we look at each other. So let me get 2,000. So I went there and get 2,000 for myself. Like I sit and eat 2,000 fried wings for myself. Then I think I lost appetite for Chinese food after that. So much oil in my system. So
really cheap Chinese food, and then you found the golden arches.
Yeah,
he found the holy grail of cheap chicken.
And what is that? I want to. What is your favorite meal from McDonald's?
Yeah, I go to McDonald's 3-4 times a week.
For the hot and spicy, man.
I go for hot and spicy, and they just came up with this new flavor, but buffalo hot,
We're
hot
talking
and
about
spicy.
McDonald's on the Honest Podcast.
Yes, so we go there. I go there at least twice a week to get that.
Before we came out here, we were on our way to the airport. We're like running late. And I'm like trying to make sure. He's like, Coach, you got to pull over. Oh, he's like, we got to get hot and spicy. I'm like, what? Yeah.
Yeah,
So this is a good thing, though, in my view.
yes.
Because you're running super fast.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
one of the fastest guys in the world right now.
He is the
and you're
fastest
being
guy in the world
fueled
right now.
by hot and spices, which is going to be a bunch of oil, possibly some chicken in there with some soybeans and with some cardboard and whatever else they can squeeze out of a tube together.
Yeah.
And you're running fast.
Yes.
So now the key is to get you on the right On It program and see how fucking fast you can run.
Yeah.
can get that
A second
second.
faster. That's how fun. A
One-
second.
you guys
we're
want one
holding you
second.
to that second.
All right, so
right
here it
now,
is.
we're holding them to a second.
So at this point in the podcast, for those of you who want to know what happens when a top athlete comes in like this and wants to get a full introduction to the On It program, I'm going to lead him through on the podcast here. So if you're curious what maybe you should start to do or what you would like to do for peak performance, is a good time to kind of tune in. So first, the foundation of what you get out of performance has to be your diet and nutrition, right?
Yes.
Like what you're eating for your food. All the supplements and stuff, those are just, extra fuels. That's like hitting the turbo boost on a
Yeah.
video game or something like that. You got to get the basic fuel right first. And we believe, and through this one of the top nutrition and diet coaches in the world, this guy Mike Dolce, he works with the best fighters in the world for the UFC.
Yeah.
And these guys have to really perform, obviously, at their very best,
Yes.
at the night of the fight, and also be able to maintain both strength and and lose weight, gain weight, and whatever. And he's mastered the ability to really manipulate the body in those proper ways and fuel these athletes to give them the peak performance. And he's done it really simply. And his very simple philosophy is eat earth-grown nutrients. So like you had in Jamaica,
Got
you
that
got
yam.
your fresh vegetables.
Yes.
Yeah, and he doesn't mind the grains and the starches and the things like that as long as they're from the earth, as long as they're
Yes.
natural. So, quinoa, wild rice, yams, grains, vegetables, whatever that crazy water spinach you're talking about.
Callaloo.
Callaloo. Yeah, and then the meats that come in too. So, and the meats though, they have to be from situations where they're not being injected with all kinds of hormones and antibiotics and bullshit and kept
Yeah.
in tiny cages where they can't even move, and they're being fed, GMO corn and bullshit.
Yeah.
If you can, the meat is really healthy for you. Grass-fed beef is one of the healthiest things you can eat, but it's important to make sure that it's out there like a cow's supposed to be eating the
Yeah.
grass, because when a cow's out there eating grass, it'll assimilate those nutrients into itself, and then you get those nutrients in through the meat as well. Same with the crops. If the crops are being constantly sprayed with pesticides and grown in some bullshit soil, you're not going to get the minerals out of those as you would if they're more in a more natural state. So the key is to eat earth-grown nutrients. And one of the things that a lot of people miss out on is making sure they get enough fat and the right type of fat. So like, fried fats, it creates an oxidation of these fats, and it's really actually not healthy for you. But some of the raw fats like coconut oil or nuts or avocado or olive oil or these things are really super important for the body, as it's one of the best fuel sources. Like back in the day, like I'm sure even where you're from, you kill an animal and you eat the whole part of the steak. You're not cutting off the little fat pieces.
No, we eat everything.
You eat everything, right? And that's what it's supposed
Rooted
to
to
be.
the tutor.
You got the bone marrow. You got, you make soup or stews out of the bones. You
Yeah, we
make,
use fish and stuff, and
You
always
eat-
eat the head
eat
first.
the head, exactly. And
Always eat the head first.
you're right, and
Fish heads, too.
that's what's important, because that's going to give you all the fats and things like that. So you got to make sure you're getting plenty of fat. So again, coconut oil, avocado, the animal fats, if they're grass fed or if they're naturally raised.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the fat is just a place to store and accumulate the hormones and the antibiotics and the bullshit.
Yeah.
And what he says is you should eat enough so that you're not hungry anymore, but you could still get up and run around. Like, so he doesn't really believe in these portioning of you eat this many calories then and this many calories.
Okay.
He says you eat enough that at the end of your meal, if you had to go do a run, you could do it.
So your body would basically tell
Your
you.
body, you don't eat so much. Because imagine out in the wild, right?
Yeah.
If you eat so much that you're just in this, oh, I'm so fucking full.
It's an itis.
Yeah, then then there's not gonna, you're not gonna be able to fight. You're not gonna be able to defend yourself adequately. It's gonna be a kind of a messed up system to be in. So the ideal is to eat just enough that you're getting the nutrients in, but you could still, if you had to jog a mile, you could, and that's kind of how you portion out your meals, and eat those as frequently as you feel like, but as long as it's the quality of what you're eating, it's not calories. He says that calories are a total myth. It's really about the nutrient density of what you're putting in your body. How quality is what you're putting in your body, not how much or how little, because you could eat a bunch of candy bars and get 500 calories that are going to be completely useless.
Yeah.
Or if you have some grains, some yams, some vegetables, some, good free range chicken, or however you want to do it, that's really going to help. The spice, I know you like spice, and that's good to help digestion. And one of the reasons why they put, probably you like the spicy part of the chicken is at least that spice is helping fuel the digestion to get all that shit through your body faster. Get it through faster. Yeah, exactly. So it does help out. So cooking with peppers and cooking with that stuff, all of that is going to be good for you as well. So that's kind of like the base nutrition. And I'm going to give you these books. He's got a cookbook here of different stuff. He's got, this one's the college guide. It's, kind of has some different takes on it to make it really easy and simple, as if you're living in college.
Gotcha.
And then this is like the basic fundamental book.
Yeah, that college guy is probably the best one, because an athlete in camp at home is basically college.
It's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
So we'll give you all three of those, and both of you should read those, and that's going to set up your basic nutritional foundation. And that right there is going to give you a huge edge, just being able to fuel your body. We've seen it happen in MMA. These Mike Dolce's fighters are beating the other fighters, especially in the later rounds, because they have more fuel. They're performing better. So now all the champions are starting to get him in their camp, and he goes and he does the cooking for him and whatever. And after you win a couple gold medals, we'll send Mike Dolce out there for
you. Hey, Mike, you hear
personally.
that? He's going to send you. We get this gold medal in Poland. You gotta come cook.
Yeah, and like what you were saying about training, how he's ready to run at any moment in time. That's a lot of the things. One of the big things he says about eating and he's fueling his fighters. One of the questions he always gets asked is, well, what do they eat right before the match? And he says, the same thing I've been feeding them before. It's the exact same thing.
Yeah. That lion's always ready to kill something.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly,
yeah. So all this, well, eat a ton of pasta here.
Yeah.
And then you're going to eat, all of that is just, it's all pseudoscience.
Makes sense, man.
Just
makes sense.
Eat good, healthy, balanced meals all the way through. Fuel your body with the right stuff. Your body's going to respond.
Unless you're racing us, then you can eat hot and spicy.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. All right, so now let's get into the on it stuff. So we have some foods that that make it easier. So when you need a snack, I should have had you guys try some of these before this podcast, but we got two things here. This is our Hemp Force bar, and this is a really good snack to take on the go. It's like if you had a meet or you're traveling and you're not able to get some really good quality food. Yeah. What you have in here are just purely good ingredients. So the hemp protein itself has some advantages. First of all, it's a complete protein. Protein is basically a group of amino acids, and the amino acids are what your body needs for fuel. So some proteins have a limited amount, and some proteins have the full spectrum. Usually animal proteins have the full spectrum because the animals need a full spectrum of protein to survive, whereas plants can survive off a narrower band. Yeah. But the hemp protein itself has a full spectrum, so you're getting all of the amino acids covered.
Is that the only plant that has the full spectrum?
I think there may be some other ones that have the full spectrum, but I know that like brown rice protein doesn't, pea protein doesn't, but if you combine them both, they will.
Gotcha.
And soy protein is not good because of the phytoestrogens, and it creates extra acidity. Yeah. So you want to stay away from the soy protein as much as possible. So hemp is really one of the best options. A good whey protein can work, but it's also really difficult to digest. One of the great things about hemp is the actual compounds of protein themselves. They're called edestin and albumin, which are two of the compounds that make up human muscle anyways. So it's really easy for the body to absorb it and turn it really into human muscle because it's coming from similar compounds. So it's one of the reasons why you digest it so easily.
No late night gas.
As opposed to whay protein, which is going to let you fumigate your room.
Dutch oven your girl.
Yeah, exactly. That's the worst feeling. And two, when you're going to go to sleep too, and it's just all going to come out. As soon as you fall asleep, it's just going to be a steamy,
hot, fucking wake everyone up.
Pea green scented bomb under the covers. So this bar here, it's really simple. It's got the hemp protein, which has all the protein, plus it has the omega fatty acids, which if you're not having a bunch of fish, are really important. Good for eyesight, good for brain, good for joints. Also really important. We have some supplements that can help too, but this goes a long way. And that's it. So hemp protein, brown rice syrup, gluten-free oats, coconut, millet, almonds, pecans, coconut oil, almond butter, chia seeds, natural flavors, sea salt, and stevia extract.
Sea salt. I hear a lot about sea salt.
Yeah. So the difference between regular salt is mined out of these huge salt mines, and then they go through these processes where they process the salt so it becomes pretty much pure sodium chloride. That's the only two minerals in it, sodium chloride. And then they sprinkle a little iodine in there because the body needs iodine. But natural sea salt or Himalayan salt has 84 minerals in it. So you're getting a full spectrum of the minerals that your body needs and all kinds of systems need, from your adrenal systems to, your nervous systems to everything needs these minerals as basically to help with connectivity and to help the body run optimally. So the difference between regular salt, which is not very good for you because it overloads you with sodium and chloride, which you do need sodium. I'm not saying you don't need sodium, but the difference between that and taking like a Himalayan salt or a sea salt is huge because those 84 minerals are really what your body needs to kind of refuel. And also, you look at some of these sports drinks and they have maybe 3-4 different of these electrolytes, they call them. Yeah. Well, the difference between that is, okay, you can get 4 of these or you can get 84. Of all the little ones that are unseen that nobody, takes the time to target, but are really going to help fuel your system. And what we evolved alongside. I mean, salt, you ever hear the expression, that guy's worth his salt?
At one point, it was worth more than gold, right?
Salt was worth more salt than gold. And also the term salary, like you get paid a salary. Yeah. It was because in the Roman soldiers, they would get paid a salarium, which was an allotment of salt.
Salarium.
Yeah, so that's where it comes from. It's really important history, but it all kind of got forgotten when the big salt manufacturers just said, "Oh shit, we can make this shit way cheaper if we tweak it a little bit," So that's kind of how it goes. So and anything that we put out, we're definitely going to be trying to push, sea salt or the Himalayan salt, and you should look for that too, because Himalayan salt and sea salt is going to make a huge difference. So, but going back to the bar, that's real. This is real food. This is all of it real food. There's every part of this is going to be part of that Earth Grow nutrient philosophy. So when you need a snack, it's a great way to go. And
so I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Like in the nighttime, I tend to get hungry because I do not sleep. Mm-hmm. Period.
Yeah.
I'll be up thinking, because track and field and sprinting is so much of a technical stuff. So I'll be sit down thinking what's practice, if I work as hard as I could, and stuff like that. So always trying to find stuff to feed on. So
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter if I eat 10 in one night, right?
Why would you want to eat 10 of anything?
I eat 10 granola bars.
You heard his story about 2 dozen wings, 10 granola bars.
Yeah. So
he likes to live a little extreme,
He's sneaking. I don't know this.
He wants to run. He wants to be the fastest in the world. He wants a granola bar. He wants 10 granola bars.
And he's sneaking them, obviously, because I didn't know that. He's fucking goose stepping around the house.
So this will be way better for you than a granola bar, because the granola bar is going to have processed sugar, which is really kind of a little bit poisonous to the body.
Yeah.
And it's going to have it's a lot of processed different oats and different things. These are really good gluten-free oats and are going to be a lot better for your body, and all the other grains and oils and fats. It's way more balanced. Got more protein, got more fat, and it's going to be a lot healthier. So yeah, you're hungry in the night.
Sound good.
Go for it. So then this is another one of the snacks, and we're debuting this here. We're just about to come out with it. We have the smaller versions. Check it out, people. If you stuck through the podcast, this is your Easter egg right now.
Sweet buffalo face on it.
This is double the size of our Tonka bar. We call it the Warrior Bar. And what this is based off a Native American recipe. Here, I'll start passing these things to you guys so you can take a look. Based off a Native American recipe, it's buffalo meat, cranberries, and peppers. So
I can read all these words.
Yeah, exactly.
I got to know all this stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what's important, you know. So you're eating real meat, real cranberries, real peppers, you know, and that's what you're looking for in food, earth-grown nutrients. So that's another great snack to have in your bag. So if you get hungry, you know, sometimes you're going to be done with nuts and grains and all the hemp stuff, and you want some meat, and that's a great opportunity to just eat some meat and fuel up that way. Good. Then I know you guys are familiar with the hemp force.
The hemp force.
So tell us how you've been doing the hemp force.
Very sparingly. It's the only good part of his diet, you know. So he's got to make sure he stretches it so it lasts. He always takes it like for a big race or
whenever hard practice, when I'm sore, I just take the hemp force, and a couple hours when I wake up, I feel 100% again. So I love it.
Yeah, right.
But my first time taking hemp force, and I'm like, ooh, chocolate. So it should taste good. You know, regular protein. So the hemp force, it have some seed in it. Yeah. Which I was like, why they have poop in the? Why does it look like poop? And so I don't know
what animal poops that.
Yeah, but I'm like, it should be good. You know what I mean? So
it's like, poop, but it should be good.
So I put it in my bottle. I saw shaking it. I still see it. I'm like, hey, coach, what's that white stuff? I'm like, let me shake it some more. I keep shaking it. I'm like, it ain't going down. So I guess you take it. So I'm like, I drink it's pretty good. Then it's grain going down your throat. So I'm like, I ain't ready.
Because you started off on the wrong foot thinking it was poop.
I was like, the grain. Of course, I was like, yeah, it's a seed and stuff in it. That's the main thing. That's the most
the
important.
Actual hemp seed.
The hemp seed, which first time I heard about this hemp stuff, so I researched it. I'm like, oh.
You're from Jamaica, and it's the first time you heard about hemp?
Yes.
Well, it wasn't cannabis, though.
Yeah, so.
I know, that's kind of weird.
That's funny.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, yeah, you got it, man. So the hemp seeds in there, we leave those in there because, they're kind of nice in their raw form. If you blend them, they go away. If not, just kind of chew them as they go.
I started chewing it now, so it's pretty good.
So the chocolate one has extra maca, which is good for kind of hormone regulation and balance in that department. This one has acai and a couple other nutrients. So not only are they different flavors, they also have different nutrient profiles. So it's good to kind of mix them up and have either one.
I don't know the different nutrient profiles, like as far as.
So this one is really focused on the cocoa and the maca. Cocoa has a bunch of different antioxidants, catechins, different nutrients for the body. Also very good for kind of mental acuity. In a lot of ways, and the maca is good for hormone regulation in particular.
Okay.
So that one is good for this one's really going to make you probably feel mentally, emotionally the best. Give you that kind of buzz, as well as fueling you. Both of these fuel your body pretty well as well. And then this one has the hemp protein, the acai, and some flax and chia seeds. So this one's going to have a little bit more of the healthy fat profile that you're going to want to get, and some of those omegas that you need get into your body for your joints. And also the acai has a nice antioxidant potential. And actually antioxidants just help take a burden off of your own immune system, because your immune system has to deal with what's called free radicals. I don't want to get too deep into it, but the more antioxidants you have, the more help for your immune system and the help for your body to basically handle these stresses. So anytime you're stressed or flying or things like that, it's good to have good antioxidants.
What would you suggest as far as pre-workout, post-workout, 30 minutes after workout, or
you want to get it even quicker than that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So post-workout, as soon as if you're going to be nauseous because you're fucking gassed and tired, then wait.
Yeah.
Probably one of the things like for a fight or something like that, you'd want to put like a little bit of the Himalayan salt with maybe some lemon and some honey in a big jug of water. So it's very mild. It's not strong, but I would say during workout or after workout, if you're going to be spending a long time on the track, I would probably mix up one packet of this Himalayan salt, a little bit of honey and a little bit of lemon in a big
gallon.
Yeah, like a gallon or a half gallon or something like that. And just so you have some of the minerals, a little bit of the, natural honey and a little bit of the lemon. And that would be a good kind of mix to kind of be just sipping on and drinking on. And then as soon as you get done, that's a good time to go for the hemp force shakes. And I'm going to give you guys some of these. These are some of our raw nut butters. And it's really good to have.
No.
It's really good to have raw nuts versus roasted nuts
Yes.
because they preserve most of the nutrients.
Yeah, roasting them kind of kills some of the stuff. Yeah.
Kills a lot of the stuff. That's really good in there. And then again,
What do you?
you
So
know,
what do you with the nut butter? I
Mhm.
love saying that. With the nut butter, what do you is like when you eat? Is you just food or is
it's
it?
food.
It's food.
Yeah, it's food. So mix it in the shakes. You can spread it on, you
Bread.
know, rice
Some
crackers.
people just
or-
eat the butter with just a spoon.
yeah.
and straight
Once
out
you
of the
guys
jar.
try this, you're gonna be like, oh shit.
Oh,
A lot of people we give these to them, and it doesn't even make it to the airport. Like try it. I had somebody who was
I
just
gotta check
digging them out of
bags
the
now,
car.
right?
So he'll need
You
like
shake
12 a night.
Yeah.
I know, right?
So,
10 of everything.
so I can mix it with the protein. As
Mix it
well.
with the It's great
If
with
I
the
have-
protein.
Slice of bread. I can just
Yep.
whoop it up.
Exactly.
So we eat it every day.
Exactly. Yeah. It's great for you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be really good. So that's another good food source. And then, as I was saying, you know, the Himalayan salt, I think before bed, I really like taking some of the salt before bed. It's really kind of going to be hydrating your muscles with the electrolytes you need, and it helps me relax a lot. So I would say take 1 packet of this before bed and
Yes.
see if you rest a little better, see if you sleep a little better. It's got a lot of the nutrients in it, those minerals that are going to help your system just kind of calm down and chill out. So I think that would be a good addition to it as well. So that kind of covers the food part. Oh, and of course, here's the coconut oil. We're going to give you this. This is also great in the shake. So a very simple shake, you know, basically hemp force, spoon of coconut oil, spoon of the nut butter, and then you can put some ice, almond milk, a little bit of water, banana. Mixes good with tea too. And then, but we got some of these recipes on there, and check those out. And it's delicious.
Okay.
That's really good. So that covers most of the food. And then this coconut oil too, this is a good substitute for butter. If you're going to use butter, use grass-fed butter. And there's a brand called Kerrygold that is grass-fed butter naturally, and that's pretty good for you.
We
And
get that in Vegas though.
you'd have to go to the Whole Foods in Vegas.
Never been there.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's like past the Mandalay on that side of the strip.
Oh shit.
But the coconut oil is also good as like a butter substitute. So anytime you're cooking something or whatever and you want to use this instead of butter, this is great. Cook eggs with it, cook whatever, you know, spread it on toast.
No more Cisco. Crisco
Oh yeah,
grease.
you gotta get that shit out.
Yeah,
Gotta get it's too heavy for the body. The body's not gonna be able to do anything with it.
And I'm already 185 pounds, so I don't want to add no more to it.
Yeah, you gotta be light and fast.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's the food part. Now the supplement part, I think, you know, my thoughts are to keep it pretty simple, and you know, because you're gonna have, we basically put a combination of our best supplements and some, you know, really something to really cover the bases in what we call our TPC packs. And this has, you know, 1 Alpha Brain, it has 1 Shroom Tech Sport, it has a combination of all of our flagship formulas pretty much, all in a day and a night pack. And I think probably the best way for you to go, and, you know, obviously try this in training, make sure it's good before, you know, don't try anything new on the day of a meet, you know, but try this and see how it feels. I would say for you, I would try to double up. So I would take 2 packs of the day packs and 2 packs of the night packs. And you're going to want to take those with meals. That way you're getting double the krill oil. Krill oil's got great, you know, fats and nutrients for your joints and brain. You'll get double the, you know, bone and joint support from our Strom Bone and our Coral Calcium. You'll get, you know, just kind of doubling up on this, I think would be a really good move, and keep things really simple. So all you got to do is, you know, you're coming in, you can split up, you know, coming in for your first, you know, major meal, rip 2 of these packets, you know, rip them open, take them, and that's all you got to really worry about on the supplement side.
It's dummy proof.
Yeah.
So in the morning, I normally get up like 8 in the morning. I have oatmeal. So after I finish my oatmeal, I just rip them.
Yeah, you could do it. You could do it right then, or you could do the day packs with your lunch meal if you want to keep the breakfast lighter, or do 1 pack, you know, 1 pack with your breakfast and 1 pack with your lunch. That might be the best way to do it. And then at night, take this, you know, 2 of these with your dinner meal.
Yes.
Or you could do 1 with dinner and 1 for your midnight binge session.
You have his ass asleep
With my-
by then. Hopefully,
Yeah.
Hopefully I'll be sleeping by 9.
Yeah, and
he'll
this
get some better sleep. Now.
this has some new mood in it too, which is also going to be really help you relax and help you, you know, nourish your serotonin levels and help, you know, reduce anxiety, help you go to sleep as well. So I think this is going to be the major part of the supplement side. It's got our immune formula in there too to help keep you healthy. And then This is also another major thing you need to be doing every day. 1 scoop of this every day at least. This is our Earth-Grown Nutrient Power Food. And this basically has all of the best greens and food, natural foods that we could find, put together, freeze-dried to preserve the nutrients, and put together in a formula, along with some probiotics. So I'll read you some of these ingredients. There's acai fruit, maqui berry, this purple corn powder, which we get out of Peru, which is really nutritious for you, very high in antioxidants. Camu camu, which is high in vitamin C. It's like a
You said callaloo for a second.
yeah. Wheatgrass, kale, kelp, dulse, spirulina, barley grass, oatgrass, alfalfa juice, cranberry fruit, carrot powder, beetroot. And then we do some detox stuff, dandelion root, milk thistle, olive leaf, papaya fruit, and then we have some probiotics in there too. So this is really going to cover your bases and make sure, hey, maybe you're not going to get all the vegetables in that day, but you're going to have it covered with 1 scoop of this. You're going to make sure you're at least getting all the nutrients that you need. So supplement side, pretty simple. TPC and this Earth-Grown Nutrients.
So I take that same time.
You can take this whenever. You just mix this in water.
Yes.
So it's not like a meal or anything. So you can take it anytime. Really easy for the system. Anytime you're thirsty and want to hydrate with a big cup of water, then you'll take this. And I think, and again, then we have the salt. And I think we'll keep it pretty simple there. Now, if you really need to fall asleep, this melatonin, chewable melatonin, I chew like half of one of these. I don't do it every night, but if you're really having trouble, chew half of these, and within 15 to 20 minutes, I'll make a bet you'll be asleep. What it does is this signifies, it's the hormone that signifies darkness to the body. So it tells the body, oh, okay, it's time to go to sleep.
There's a hormone to signify darkness?
Yeah, so when it naturally gets dark, this hormone, perks up in the body. It's what helps the body know when to fall asleep. And that gets all screwed up from looking at TV screens and other artificial sources of light that the body didn't understand and didn't realize. We didn't evolve
for a television
set. So those kind of spectrums of light are confusing our melatonin patterns, which is making it harder to sleep. So taking some of this can really be helpful.
So taking that and remove my TV from my room is pretty good.
Yeah, that'll go a long way to helping you sleep. Yeah, at least shutting it off, for like an hour right before bed.
Okay.
Like falling asleep with the TV on is
no good.
No good. Unless you're scared of ghosts. You scared of ghosts, Jermaine?
Nah. I'm Jamaican. I'm pretty good. We go to the country. We don't got light. We got lamps.
That's awesome. So that's pretty much a kind of introduction to it. So we got the food stuff, keeping it pretty simple with the supplements, EGN Power Food, and the TPC vitamin packs, and some Himalayan salt. This is great for seasoning your food, and that should pretty much get you covered. You'll have a full 2 pills of Alpha Brain, which I think could really perk up your speed and sharpness. I'll also include this 180, which is what you guys had in that drink mix, to really kind of help you feel sharp. If you're going to do the 180, then probably don't do 2 of the packs because you're kind of doubling up on the Alpha Brain then.
Yeah.
So either do this or the day packs.
So the 180 is a day pack in a drink.
The 180 is kind of a day pack in a drink. It's not as complete, but it's going to hit you faster and sharper. So if you're like getting off a flight and you just want to be really sharp and you haven't had your day packs yet, then do the 180 instead. And I think it'll make a big difference. We got some clinical study results coming out. The Alpha Brain really works to fire up, certain cognitive markers. And I'd be interested to see how even reaction time and speed and things like that happen.
Triple Crown is going to be the first people to increase human reaction time.
That's it.
So
that's it on the On It program.
I think I'm going to start taking this stuff today.
I see you looking at it. I know it's past lunchtime. You're hungry already.
Yeah, I have a big race coming up this week, and I have like 4 guys tie with me for the world leading time now. I feel like I just need to separate myself from them. So I am just super excited to try out this stuff for the few days I have left for my for my next meet. So I feel like I'm gonna go at a personal best.
Well, this will be a fun experiment. We'll be there to watch you, and I know you got great coaching. I know you got great talent, and now
phenomenal coaching.
Phenomenal. I do say so myself.
If I say so myself.
I can verify that. I've seen you in action. It's impressive to watch. And so now adding this final piece of Earth-Grown nutrition profile and supplementation, you'll be on it.
Get off the damn hot and spices.
Yeah, I quit hot and spicy since
yesterday.
Since yesterday, he's going cold turkey.
Be careful around Austin. Stay away from some places. We have some really bad food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it, guys. We're gonna be looking forward, all of us here at On It, to watching, seeing what happens here. And
On It world record coming up.
fuck yeah.
Well, we
I
have
like
like
the sound of that.
24 days to go.
24 days.
24 days till
For the
Poland.
Yes,
To Poland,
the World
yeah,
Indoors.
Indoor World Championships. IAAF Indoor World Championships.
Is that gonna be on TV?
Live.
Live.
ESPN.
In the middle of the night.
Yeah. I know,
ESPN.
right? Yeah, exactly.
You're going to show live. You know he's American. American going to be there. So they'll figure it out. Put
And
it
if
live.
not, we'll figure
Yeah.
out a way to link it.
Yes.
I'm sure there'll be some kind
It'll
of
be
online
legal,
something.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be a legal link. you'll get a pipe live feed.
Somebody's FaceTime just in the crowd.
One way or another, you'll be able to watch this race.
Yeah.
So,
Beautiful.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Well, kick ass and go fast, man.
I
Hey,
like that. Kick ass and go fast.
That's
kick
it.
ass and go fast.
Run the present moment. You know, you can't run a race that already happened. You can't run a race in the future. You can only run that one step that's ahead of you. You know.
And I got a new thing. What's it? When
Yeah.
I am.
I am. So I learned a new technique to, you know, I think one of the key to athletic performance, without going in this too deep either, is being in the present moment. And I was explaining to these guys yesterday, I learned a new technique for that. You guys listening can pick up too. Take in a deep breath. And as you exhale, you say, I am.
You said that too sexy for this. I got your fucking voice coming through my ear. Don't put on your bedroom voice.
Yeah.
Let him do it. That was his thing, and you try to steal his thunder.
I am. And that's it. And when you're saying I am, it's just you're acknowledging that you are a being in that present moment. You know, you're not putting any names, right? You just, I am. And then you'll be ready to go. Boom! Off the starting blocks.
Yep. So
Making
pretty good.
records.
Word.
I like it.
Word. I love it.
I like it. All right, guys. Beautiful. Excited to have you on the team. We're going to be watching you. We'll be supporting you. Anything we can do to help fuel this and slay the dragon, baby.
Slay the fucking dragon.
Let's do it.
I can curse, right?
Yeah.
I have my
I've been
coach
doing it
talk
this
for
whole
me.
time.
I just leave it on the track. He do all the trash talk.
Yeah, I talk bullshit with my guy.
Hey, you got to have a goal. And you only
Yeah.
want to slay the dragon because you respect the dragon.
Exactly. We
Yes.
respect him big time. He's
That's
the
it.
man.
Of course.
I mean,
He's the best.
You can't be the best if you don't beat the best.
That's
So-
it.
And we want him at his best.
Yep.
Yeah, we want him at
As
his
any champion would.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, it is.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Much love.
All right. Peace.